James, as far as you believe, where are your beliefs now and what they can actually achieve? And to what extent could this number just have been juiced quarter end, an incredibly hard push to get production numbers through 2000, but ultimately it could prove unsustainable through the coming quarter?
We don't have that view at all. We had management on the road a few weeks ago. You know, they had a little bit of additional downtime in February, which delayed the push to 2000 to the back half of the last few weeks of the quarter. But we do think they are well on way and on track to hit 5,000 for the year. And look, I would characterize it a little bit differently, and respectfully, I really like David's work. But I think it's a little bit more dire than that. The bears are saying this is an insolvency play. The bulls are saying that for the next 10 or 15 years, we're going to revitalize and revolutionize what electric vehicles mean to the broader auto industry, and Tesla has a remarkable lead in that regard. So it's a little bit of feast or famine here. It's not as much about, is it 2,000 or 1,900 or 2,100? I was taking questions from investors, 3 weeks ago that they thought it might be 1,000 units per week. So the dire picture that the bears have painted here is what's weighed on the stock, and we've, as a bull at least, feel a little bit more vindicated seeing the details in the ramp relative to prior quarters.
I would say, James, that's not exactly a new development, though, is it? We've had this religious bid in Tesla versus this existential crisis on the other side, and it's sort of expressed in the amount of shorts that are out there around the stock. What is new in the last couple of weeks?
Well, there are certainly a lot of new headlines. I think cutting the news from the noise, it's somewhat puzzling to watch the bond performance, and I believe it's 87 cents on the dollar or so is where they're trading now, had been in the low 90s. Clearly, I think there are some bears taking to the bond markets to express their opinions as well, but that's a little bit more troubling to the degree that production doesn't continue to ramp, and they do need to come back to the capital markets for additional capital. Look, I would say, as it relates to recalls or accidents, or quite frankly, any litany of media speculation and rumors that are out there, there's a lot more noise than news. The business is really, the trajectory here is still quite good, and that gives us a lot more reason to take them at face value looking ahead to second and third quarter on the way to 5,000.